The sun hung over the horizon, painting the sky in pale orange. The airbase was alive with the sharp echoes of young voices, engines humming, and the smell of metal and hot fuel. A group of pilot trainees stood beside a new helicopter, its surface polished like glass, reflecting their excitement. They were eager, fresh faces dreaming of glory in the sky. At the center of the group stood Captain Ryan Reeves, tall, confident, and known for his bold flying skills. His crisp uniform matched his sharp attitude. For him, flying was not only a profession, it was a trophy he wore with pride. Every victory made him feel larger than life, and every compliment made him believe he was invincible. As the group joked and admired the modern aircraft, something unusual happened. A strange rumble came from the far end of the runway, a sound unlike any powerful engine they had known. It was uneven, rough, like an old machine struggling to breathe. The young pilots looked at each other, eyebrows raised. What kind of aircraft made that sound? Slowly, almost painfully, a rusty helicopter appeared in the distance, trembling as it approached. Its metal frame seemed older than all of them put together. The paint had faded and large patches of its skin looked repaired with scraps. The tail rotor turned unevenly, yet it kept going. It was like a relic crawling onto holy ground. The students burst into laughter. Is that thing still flying? One of them joked. Looks like it escaped from a museum, another added. Even Ryan chuckled. The sight of that rusted machine landing beside their shining helicopter felt like a joke. The old craft touched down with a soft thud, vibrating as if coughing. The door opened, and out stepped an elderly man. His hair was white, gently curled, and his steps were slow but firm. He wore faded military fatigues, old enough to have seen countless battles, and dusty boots that whispered stories of their own. His eyes were calm, looking at the sky as if greeting an old friend. The laughter faded, but the silence wasn't kind. Whispers floated through the air. Who is he? What is he doing here? Did he really fly that thing? Yeah. Ryan, hands in his pockets, walked toward the stranger with a grin that wasn't friendly. He liked being the center of attention, and this was a perfect opportunity. Afternoon, Grandpa, he said, his tone light but sharp. You lost. This is an active base. We don't store antiques here. Some trainees snickered. The old man looked at Ryan, calm as stone. I know where I am, son, he replied gently. His voice wasn't weak, just quiet, like a man who spoke only when necessary. Ryan frowned. He wasn't expecting that. Well, whatever brought you here, I hope it's not that. He pointed to the rusty helicopter. Because I don't think it'll make it back. Still, the old man just smiled. I've been farther with, he said. His answer pulled a few eyebrows up. Something about his manner felt strange. He didn't react to the mockery. He absorbed it like he'd heard worse before. Ryan stepped closer to examine the helicopter. As his eyes scanned the scratched metal, something caught his attention. A faded emblem painted on the tail. It was nearly erased by time, but its shape was still clear. A fierce black panther crouched, ready to strike. His smile froze. He felt something shift in the air, a quiet heaviness. Where did you get that? He asked, his voice no longer joking. The old man followed his gaze toward the emblem. His expression softened, almost sad. I earned it, he said. Ryan blinked. Earned it? That symbol. He had seen it before. Not on any regular aircraft. Only in history books, old war files, stories whispered among pilots about legends who once ruled the sky. But those were just myths, tales told around campfires to inspire rookies. Before he could speak again, the base commander arrived. His boots struck the ground briskly. He looked at the old man and suddenly stopped. His face drained of color, then filled with disbelief. Then, to everyone's shock, the commander stood straight and saluted. Sir, is it really you?" The trainees stood frozen, their eyes bouncing between the commander and the old man. Ryan stared, speechless. Who was this old stranger? The commander turned to the young pilots, his voice firm, loud enough for everyone to hear. "This is Colonel Samuel Walker," he announced. "A code name, Black Panther." A weight fell over the crowd. Silence, eyes widened, mouths dropped. Black Panther. The name was not just a title. It belonged to a legend. A pilot known for daring missions, unmatched skills, and impossible rescues. Many believed he was dead. Some said he vanished into the mountains. Others claimed he had flown his last mission and never returned. No one truly knew. But here he stood, quiet, gentle, wrapped in old fatigues, next to a rusted machine that seemed to reflect his own past. Ryan felt his pride crumble. All his mocking words now stabbed him with shame. Colonel Walker nodded humbly as if he didn't notice their shock. "I didn't come here for attention," he said softly. "I just need one small request." And as the quiet air surrounded him, the mystery deepened. What brought him here? Why return after so many years? And what stories lived inside that rusted helicopter bearing the mark of the Black Panther? No one knew, but everyone was about to find out. The moment the commander announced the name Colonel Samuel Walker, silence spread through the airbase like a cold wind. Every young pilot suddenly stood straighter, as if the ground beneath them shifted. To them, a Black Panther was a name from legends, spoken with awe, a story whispered by old instructors about a fearless pilot who once ruled the skies. But legends belong to books, not to old men stepping out of rusted helicopters. Ryan felt his heartbeat stumble. I'll quit stumble. Only minutes ago, he had laughed at this stranger, mocked his aircraft, and questioned his presence. Now he stared at him as if seeing a ghost. Colonel Walker's eyes remained calm. He didn't seem to care about the sudden respect or shock in the faces around him. His expression revealed no pride, only quiet dignity. The commander approached him with reverence, his voice trembling slightly. "Sir, we thought you were gone," rumors said. Walker lifted a hand gently, stopping him. "I know what they said, but I'm here now. That is all that matters. All that matters." The trainees whispered among themselves, "That's really him? No way. Black Panther? He flew missions no one else survived." Ryan's cheeks flushed. The words he spoke earlier echoed painfully in his mind. He stared at the Black Panther emblem on the helicopter's tail, faded yet still fierce, like a scar that refused to disappear. He had seen that emblem in photographs from classified reports next to stories of impossible missions that saved countless soldiers. But the real pilot behind those tales had always felt unreal, too heroic to be human. And here he was, an old man with slow steps, gentle voice, and eyes filled with storms. The commander took a breath, gathering his composure. "Oh, what brings you here, Colonel?" Walker glanced at his aging helicopter. "I said to you." For a moment, he seemed to be remembering something far away, something only he could see. Then his voice returned, soft but steady. "I would like to take part in your annual rescue simulation," he said. The trainees looked at each other, stunned. One of them whispered, "With that old machine? With that old machine." Ryan couldn't hold back. "You want to fly again?" "Sir, with respect, that helicopter looks like it's held together with glue and memories. It's dangerous. I doubt it will even get off the ground properly." Walker didn't respond. He only looked at Ryan with steady eyes, full of patience. "I'm not here to impress anyone. I simply want to fly once more and serve if I can." Something in his voice made the commander fall silent. It wasn't pride. It was designed to challenge pilots, to teach them how to face the sky when it was angry. At the runway, the young pilots gathered in their gear. Their excitement from earlier had softened into nervous energy. Engines started warming, humming like restless beasts. Ryan stood near his modern helicopter, checking each system with precise hands. He felt confident. He always did. But today, a strange discomfort sat inside him like a stone. His eyes drifted across the runway to the old helicopter. Colonel Walker was there, placing his hand gently on the worn metal, whispering something no one could hear. It looked as though he was speaking to a lifelong companion, not a machine. Then, with steady movements, he climbed inside the cockpit. The door closed, sealing him in his familiar world. The commander approached the group. "This simulation," he announced, "will test your ability to rescue a stranded survivor in treacherous conditions. Follow your instruments, stay alert, and return safely." The wind howled as if disagreeing. Ryan lifted his helmet visor, still watching Walker. Despite the rusted skin and struggling engine, the old helicopter seemed determined. Ryan shook the thought away. "This is ridiculous," he muttered. He stepped into his cockpit. His helicopter came alive instantly. Bright screens, glowing systems stable. Smooth, powerful, ready. Walker, meanwhile, turned a key and pressed a faded button. The engine coughed, sputtered, shivered, then roared reluctantly to life. The blades began turning, slow and uneven, like a tired animal waking from a long sleep. One trainee whispered, "That thing sounds like it could fall apart any second." Yet it lifted, steady, slow, but confident. The commander signaled, "Up again." Ryan rose into the sky with speed. The others followed. Walker came last, climbing gradually toward the storm. Above them, the world changed. Wind slammed into Ryan's helicopter, making it shake. Rain hit the windshield like a shower of stones. The clouds swallowed the sunlight, turning day into night. Lightning flashed, illuminating the world in brief, terrifying bursts. Easy, Ryan told himself. I trained for this. He pushed forward, trusting his instruments. But the storm was wild, angrier than expected. Visibility dropped, then disappeared completely. The world turned into a blur of wind and darkness. Heavy rain washed over everything. His radio crackled. A turbulence extreme, losing altitude. A trainee shouted. Ryan gritted his teeth, fighting the controls. Keep calm, follow the beacon. But the beacon flickered, then vanished. What? No. He tapped the screen, nothing. His instrument started glitching, numbers jumping, lights flickering. His heart pounded. Suddenly, a violent gust hit from below. His helicopter dipped sharply. A control failing. He pulled hard on the stick. Nothing. Panic stabbed his chest. He fought the machine, muscles straining. Lightning lit the clouds, showing a deadly drop beneath him. Mayday! 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 I'm losing control. His voice broke. Fear swallowed his confidence. Static answered. The storm roared, drowning his pleas. His helicopter spun, once, twice, as wind battered it like a rag doll. He thought this was the end. Then, a calm voice crackled through the radio, steady like a heartbeat. Hold tight, son. Ah, I hear you. Ryan's eyes widened. Through the storm, faint lights appeared. A silhouette emerged, the old rusted helicopter flying as if it belonged to the storm itself. It moved not with force, but with understanding, almost dancing with the wind. Walker's voice came again, smooth and controlled. Don't fight it. Work with it. Listen to the sky. Ryan tried. He loosened his grip slightly, following Walker's guidance. Good. Now tilt 2 degrees to starboard. Ryan obeyed. The spinning slowed. Altitude stable, his system whispered weakly.